people, welcome back to my channel. It's Laura and today we're preparing my January plan with me. As you can see, the theme that I chose is called Christmas Nostalgia, and I actually chose this theme as I was drawing through those pages because this one really reminds me of Christmas, and it's somehow more Christmassy than the previous one. I created this theme entirely based on my Pigma microns and also color pencils. Now, if you saw a couple of my videos, then you know that I had a few attempts of trying to draw with my hands and not digitally, and somehow it is quite difficult for me. But this time I decided it would be very useful for me and practical to really just try it out and draw more. It's been quite a while since I've been using color pencils, so I tried out, as you could have seen, a few sketches at the beginning of this video, and I decided to first try it out on a piece of paper before I actually do it in my bullet journal. And honestly, a little spoiler for you, it actually turned out pretty cute and I'm very satisfied of how the colors blended together. Alright, so more about what I'm doing right now. As you can see, the theme and the motif is a rabbit or a bunny. For the cover page, I drew more of a bunny, and then later it's going to be a hare or something like that. And I also added 2 oranges because that is also part of a theme, and also a few cute branches and a little bow. And these are basically the elements that are going to be there throughout the whole theme. It just depends on how I'm going to create them together. And I also added a few pieces of pattern. I don't know exactly how I would call these, but I was trying to think about what would give this theme a vintage vibe. And then I decided that patterns are actually something that is very vintagey. And for example, I know that in the past the pattern was really popular and it was used for the tapestry design so that the walls would have a beautiful pattern, and it was usually, I think, a floral one. And this little pattern design of mine I also painted with a beautiful silver highlighter, as you could have seen, so that it would have a little bit of glow. Now, the reason why I said that this theme is a Christmas nostalgia and also that is reminding me more of Christmas than the previous one is of course because of all the motifs that I'm using, like rabbits and also oranges and bows, but at the same time because of my color choice. As you can see, I chose red and green, and that is basically giving out Christmas vibes already, and I decided that the bunnies or rabbits would be brown. My color pencil design wasn't the most professional one, and I didn't really get into all of those colors and blending, but I did blend it out a little bit just with a darker shade of red or with a black. And then when I saw how everything came together, I really saw and realized actually that the color pencils are really vintage, and if you want to achieve a vintage type of vibe in your spreads, you should definitely try out color pencils because there is just something about them that really is giving that vibe. I don't know whether it's about the shades I chose or how I colored it, but it's really giving out that vintage effect. And about the oranges, it is so funny because at first I thought they look hideous and I didn't like them at all. I even wanted to like erase them or something. But then as I was giving out more color and stuff, I really realized that they look well and they really blend well because they add a little different color scheme, and I really love the orange one with the red and greens. I really hope that you guys like this little bit of a different approach with color pencils in my bullet journal. And now we are just going to add some stamps here so that I would write the name of the month, and I'm just choosing the first 3 letters because I think it would be more convenient, and because it looks kind of ugly right now here and the letters don't show. Later, I actually cut out a piece of paper, wrote the same thing on that paper and then I glued it here. The last thing I added here is a bit of red plaid pattern, and I really like it here. It is giving even more vintage vibe. When it comes to the page with the cover page, I didn't want to create a specific, like a little calendar page or maybe a quote page this time, because the color pencil process kind of drained me. So I went directly to my monthly calendar. This design is kind of reminding me of some type of Easter design, but I don't really mind it because, as I said, it looks vintage and it's pretty cool the way I came up with this design. The animal that I drew here is reminding me more of a hare instead of a bunny, but as I said, I would be switching here between bunnies and hares, and I don't really care about what type of a rabbit this is in this spread. What matters is that it is some type of a rabbit. And I have to mention that for the calligraphy, I decided to write it my own instead of using the stamps. The only stamp that I used here was the one at the beginning. I am having some type of intertwined pattern here because I also think it is giving some type of typewriter effect, and that's exactly how I'm designing the letters. And all the elements that were on the previous page, like for example a little wreath and also a bow and a rabbit, are here too. I'm just putting them out in a different context. And the inside of this frame is also going to be painted with my highlighter, and I will also show you how beautifully it glows. Now that we are still coloring and writing down, I would like to use this opportunity to actually thank you so much for how many views and followers and everything I got from my previous video that was 2023 planner. I cannot believe that I have over 1,000 views on that video in like 3 days. I am so excited about it, and I am tracking down the view count every single day. So thank you so much for support. I never could have imagined this growth and how it feels, but I really have to tell you, it feels so good. Okay, now that this is settled, we are moving to my playlist page, and this one is so good. I also added these elements, and as you can see here, I also included some apples. Apples are also something that is reminding me of that Christmas time, and of course they are red, so they blend well with this whole theme. Here I also made 4 containers, and I divided them with that interrupted pattern so that on each container I would write a music or an album, whatever I'm listening that time. And I also basically decorated each container with some type of motif that is here, and I also, because here are the rabbits, included some carrots. When I was first planning out my January theme, I decided to go for a little bit of a different color pattern, and I decided to go for blue color and also that highlighter. But then I didn't know what exactly to do with those colors, and so I decided first to really draw something, and then it occurred to me that a great thing would be to try and use color pencils. I think it was a really fun idea to try and use those color pencils because I really promised to myself that I would be exploring more and that I would be more into art, so that is exactly what I'm trying to do. But of course, if I have to choose, I would always choose some type of scrapbooky theme with a lot of washi tapes and a lot of stickers. They can be made by me or they can be purchased, but however it is, that is kind of my aesthetic. If you came this far into the video, please let me know whether you are the type of person who loves to draw more or whether you like to create a scrapbooky theme with a lot of washi tapes and stickers. Here I also added this little bit of played moment, and this one is going to be present throughout the whole entire theme, and later I'm also going to be combining red and green. Here, as you can see, even more rabbits, and again, I think I drew more of a hare this time, but I really don't care. And for my to-do list this month, I also kind of pre-made what I have for the college and what I have for my hobbies, which I named Dreams by Her. Honestly, I really love my username and it kind of became a part of my identity because it is really describing me the best. And wherever I can implement it, I really do because I love it. January is going to be very busy for me because, as you can see, I have a couple of exams and then I also have oral exams, but it doesn't matter because I'm still going to be devoting to YouTube and video making because I am so motivated with creating more and high quality content because I really appreciate you following me and watching my videos. But anyways, let me explain what I'm doing here right now. I found this amazing photo on Pinterest where there are rabbits and they're decorating a Christmas tree and the ornaments are carrots, and I thought it was really cute and I had to implement it in my spread. I didn't even realize how easy it is to make a tree. You basically just put lines with each other or against each other and you basically just do it in a shape of a tree and that's it. And with some type of a black pen, it actually looks even better. And now with my rambling, we are already at week 1 and actually week 2 because the first day of January is actually on Sunday and I didn't exactly have a need to put only one day on one page, so I decided that it would be cuter to have 8 days in 2 pages so that each page would have actually 4 days. As you can see, the little pattern design I decided to create at the bottom of the page, and then just randomly I added my little elements, for example a bunny here, or is it a hare, I don't even know, couple of carrots, and basically all the motifs that, as I said, I would be using throughout all of those pages. I think this one is too adorable with his ear being lifted up, and I just love the position that I drew him. And on the next page we have this cutie pie little bunny and it is wrapped in a bow. I would say that this theme is not exactly hard to create or hard to draw. It is just a little bit of time and effort with the color pencils, but once you get into it, it is actually really fun and I love how everything turned out. Here is a final flip through. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see each other very soon. Bye!